welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
The new moon rolled high in the crown of the metropolis, shining like who on top of this? People was tussling, arguing, and bustling. Gangsters of Gotham, hardcore hustling. I'm wrestling with words and ideals. My ears is pricked. Seeking what will transmit. The scribes can apply the transcript. This ain't no time where the usual was suitable. Tonight alive, let's describe the inscrutable, the indisputable. What we New York, the narcotics. Draped in metal and fiber optics. Where mercenaries is paid to trade hot stock tips for profits. Thirsty criminals, sick pockets. Hard knuckles on the second hands of working class watches. Skyscrapers, it's colossus. The cost of living is preposterous. Stay alive, you pay or die, no options. No Batman and Robin. Can't tell between the cops and the robbers. They both partners. They all heartless, with no conscience. Back streets stay darkened, while unbeliever hearts stay hardened. My ego talents stay sharpened, like city lights stay throbbing. You either make your way or start sobbing. The shiny apple is bruised but sweet, and if you choose to eat, you could lose your teeth. Many crews retreat. Nightly news repeats who got shot down and locked down. Spotlight the savages. NASDAQ averages. My narrative grows to explain the existence. Amidst the harbor lights, which remain in the distance. So much on my mind, I just can't decline. Blasting holes in the night till she bled sunshine. Breathe in, inhale vapors from dark shrouds to sky. Breathe out. Man, that song. Hello and welcome to it. Stays Crunchy Milk. It's episode 443. It's the show for the week of May 2nd, 2022, and Eid Mubarak for all those celebrating. I'm joined by my best friends. It's Tatum 216.
Stadium Tatum in the building.
It's Lunchbox 2099.
What would you do?
Ooh, for a Klondike bar. I know that's not what you were saying, but it worked. So, and of course, we're joined by the RV in Puerto Rican. It's my man Gabe.
Oh, I've done some things for a Klondike bar. You don't want to know, man.
Oh shit. Back at it as always. Regular 4-man situation this week. You understand? We chilling. Look, for a 7-person show, that episode turned out to be pretty good. I was actually very happy with the way it turned out. We all pretty much understand what it is to do shows over Zoom, and so not a lot of over talking or cross talk. We kept saying we kind of just did what we had to do. So shout out to all my Cadillac Omar's fam, and of course my man Mike Fowler of the Cousin Cecil show for coming through last week, and we had a great time. And I'm certainly will have you back sooner than later.
Steelers took a quarterback.
I mean, they had to.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to. We'll just leave
Want
it.
to rape us too?
Oh.
Time will tell.
Well, because we are, of course, doing a remote, you know how it is. You get a little something, a little news. You get a little discussion from each of us. You get some other assholes. Talk some entertainment stuff. We'll pause it up when we leave. Not going to do too much news this week. I meant to do this last week. Like I said, we had such a full house that I kind of just, spit my flows and didn't even go back to discuss why I spit those flows. So last week's song,
you spit these balls.
was a song off of an album by the now late great DJ K Slade, Drama King. That was from Street Sweepers Volume 2, and that song was "Who Gives a Fuck Where You From?" off of Street Sweepers Volume 2, and that's why I spit those particular flows last week, because we had just learned K Slade had passed away from COVID. And because I didn't give him his shine last week, I wanted to make sure I did it this week. And Another podcast I listened to, the Wind Up His Life podcast, pointed out how really great the New York Times obit for DJ K Slade is. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I would share that with you all because it's really well done. So it's going to be a little bit of reading, and who knows, I might not read the whole thing, but I'll at least get it started. Uh, this is by Joe Coscarelli, again over at the New York Times. This is DJ K Slade, fiery radio star and rap mixtape innovator, dies at 55. The one-time graffiti artist and New York DJ for Hot 97 was known for breaking artists and stoking beefs that gave fuel to the careers of Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and more. DJ K Slade, who served as a crucial bridge between hip-hop generations, developing from a teenage b-boy and graffiti writer into an innovative New York radio personality known for his pugnacious mixtapes that stoked rap beefs, broke artists, and helped change the music business, died on Sunday, New York. He was 55. Slay had faced a 4-month long battle with COVID 19, his family said in a statement confirming his death. Few figures in hip hop could trace their continued presence from the genre's earliest days to the digital present like he could. In late 1970s New York, Slay was a young street artist known as Dez, plastering his spray painted tag on building walls and subway cars as chronicled in the cult films Wild Style and Star Wars. Then he was the Drama King, aka Slap Your Favorite DJ, hosting the late night drama hour on the influential radio station Hot 97 for more than 2 decades before his illness took him off the air. Casino was no holds barred with me, Slade told the New York Times in 2003, when the paper dubbed him hip hop's one man ministry of insults. In addition to providing a ring and roaring encouragement for battles between Jay-Z and Nas, 50 Cent and Ja Rule, Slay gave an early platform to local artists and crews like the Diplomats, G Unit, Terror Squad, and the rapper Papoose, both on the show and on mixtapes that made his name as much as theirs. As mixtapes evolved from the homemade DJ blends on actual cassettes to a semi-official promotional tool and underground economy of CDs sold on street corners, in flea markets, record stores, bodegas, and barbershops, Slay advanced with the times, eventually releasing his own compilation albums on Columbia Records. One illicit and unsanctioned mixtape now represents a vital, once illicit and unsanctioned mixtapes now represent a vital piece of music streaming economy, with artists and major labels releasing their own album-like official showcases that top the Billboard charts. You were really the first to bring the personality to the mixtape, Funkmaster Flex, a fellow Hot 97 DJ, once told Slade during a radio interview. That was very unusual. We were told to use the music. We were just used to the music and the exclusives. Slade, who became immersed in drugs and spent time behind bars before making it in music, responded, "I had to find an angle and run with it." He was born Keith Grayson in New York on August 14th, 1966, and raised in East Harlem. As a child, he was drawn to disco, dancing, the hustle. When early hip hop DJs began turning break beats from those songs into proto rap music, he traveled to the Bronx to observe and participate in the rising culture. "I had to see what was going on and bring it back to my borough," he told Spin magazine in 2003. "So I used to hop on the 6 train and go up to Bronx River Center projects to see Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation rock." He soon took up the affiliated art form of breakdancing and graffiti, even casually rapping with his friends. "Every element of the game I participated in," Slade told Flex, but street art became his chief passion. First under the tag Spade 429, and later Dez TFA, which he shortened to Dez. "I wanted a nice small name so I could get up there everywhere and do it quick without getting grabbed," he said at the time. "You're telling the world something like, I am somebody, I am an artist." Amid the city's crackdown on graffiti, Dez took on the name K Slay. "After a while, you get tired of writing the same name," he said to his street art days, and developing a fascination with turntables. "Boy, you better turntable those books," he recalled his disappointed parents saying. But in need of money and with little interest in school, he soon turned to drugs and stick-ups. In 1989, Slade was arrested and served a year in jail for drug possession with intent to sell. On getting out, he told Spin, "I started noticing Brucey B, Kid Capri, Ron Ju. They were all doing mixtapes, doing parties, and getting paid lovely." He sold T-shirts, socks, and jeans to buy DJ equipment, and worked at a Bronx facility that assisted people with HIV and AIDS. I can't count the number of people I saw die, he told the Times of that period. Working there really made me begin to appreciate life. In the mid 90s, Slade found the professional music business still unwelcoming, and he began to call out in colorful language on his releases those labor executives he thought of as useless. I told myself I would be so big one day, the same people I was begging for records would be begging me to play their records, he said. It was that irascible spirit that helped endear him to rappers who had their own scores to settle. In 2001, Slay had a breakthrough when he premiered Ether, the blistering Nas diss of Jay-Z that revitalized headline hip-hop beef following the murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. His radio slots, mixtapes became a proving ground, and he later started a magazine called Straight Stuntin'. He's like the Jerry Springer of rap, one DJ told the Times. All the fights happen on his show. Slade's gruff manner and mid-song shouts out would go on to influence his contemporaries, like DJ Clue, a one-time rival, and who followed like DJ Who Kid, and DJ Drama. Alberto Martinez, the Harlem drug dealer known as Alpo, who was killed last year while in witness protection, even hosted a Slade tape from prison. The game was boring until I came around, Slade said. He is survived by his mother, Sheila Grayson, along with his best friend and business manager, Gerard Whitaker. In Slade's on-air conversation with Funkmaster Flex, the other DJ marveled at the creativity of Slade's boasts and threats. If you stop the bank, then I'm going to rob the bank. And asked his colleague if he ever regretted the shocking things he believed. He bellowed, forgive me. I said some foul things, man, on some mixtapes when I was not in full touch with myself, Slade replied. But I'm not angry at myself for doing it, because the boy that I was made the man I am today. Rest in power, DJ K Slade, man. Because if you are a hip hop head of any sort, especially late '90s, early 2000s, man, DJ K Slade, Drama King in the building, was a big fucking deal, even to us over here in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Stuff made its way over to us, and K Slade was something really special, man, and he will be missed. And I found it so interesting how that he started when hip hop was nothing. You know what I'm saying? He started from the beginnings. You know what I'm saying? B-boying and DJing and graph writing and all that things. Those pillars that build hip hop that make up hip hop. Though once upon a time I got into a fight with somebody on Reddit who swore that graffiti was not a part of hip hop because a lot of graffiti writers said they ain't fuck with hip hop, and I'm just like, eat a dick, bro. Some people did, and in fact, K Slade was one of those people. Was one of those some people that did, and he did it well, and he will certainly be missed.
And not to mention, he is very, very responsible for, like with his magazine, Straight Stunting.
Mm-hmm.
He had what I would say like the modern um, video girl, like that body type that everybody
Yeah.
is fascinated with now. He helped. It was a section in the magazine called the Sticky Pages,
Okay.
and like every model that you could think of was like back then, like in the mid 2000s, like was in those pages.
Yeah. Uh, People were talking about him, like I said, on that particular episode of Wound Up, and they were like, man, he always had a baddie on his arm. He's just that kind of dude, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? He ran a magazine and probably hung with a lot of models and stuff. And I'm not saying that you got to respect him for that, but I mean, it's kind of nice, you know?
I mean, it's just part of the story, like Buffy the Body,
Yeah.
um, Lastara. I just remember all those being like a friend of mine that used to be a coworker who was from New York, like brought all that stuff up, like for me,
Yeah.
or I guess down, and and I just remember not only him but like my uncle Chris, notorious for like, man, the sticky pages. Like I remember, yeah, it was this one night. I think it might have been a Smack DVD,
Mhm.
but I remember my one friend from New York had bought that one of those DVDs over, and like if you won a rap battle on this DVD, you got to bang out one of these chicks.
Wow.
So we were like
Hmm.
one night we had went to a bar
There's your motivation right
and
there.
it was a couple of young ladies that came back with us. It was like three of them, and they came back to my apartment, the Thunderdome as it used to be called, and so he put on one of the DVDs, and I didn't know that that part was coming up, but it came up, and one of the girls got super interested in that part. But needless to say, the girl who got super interested in that part, nobody was super interested in her. And then I was like, I'm going, like, I'm going. I went to. I was like, I'm going to my room, and then I went to my room and went to sleep. And then, like, I woke up and all of them was still there.
Oh, shit. Drama King. That's what's up. And man, I hand it over to you, bro. It is your show for the time being,
All right,
man. What have you this week?
y'all got choices tonight.
Mm.
So we can either talk about okay.
All right. I
We can
like
either talk
choices.
about brands that mean nothing now, or regional potato chips. Like what? Who has I guess the number one potato chip per by state?
All right. I'm literally gonna
That's
go for
Hmm.
the.
yeah, that's a tough choice.
It
I'm,
is.
I was going for the. I was going for the coin flip app. All right. Best two out of three. Heads the brands, tails the chips. First flip. Heads. You see that? Second flip. Heads it is. Brands. Let's go.
Okay, so first, this is an editorial piece. This is
All
something.
right.
These are something that I thought of. So
Okay.
this is not from the internet, or if it is on the internet, I am not aware of it. Because to go back on that a little bit, one thing I was about to do, and I had to start writing it out a little bit, was Ohio. Because remember, we used to do Ohio or Florida.
Yes.
There's already a site for that, and
Holy shit.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
had been doing
Florida.
that for that was years. We had been doing that for a little while, and I was like, man, this fucking news is making me depressed, and I stopped doing it. And then now, like I was looking, and now it's a whole fucking site to get dedicated to it. So I think I'm gonna retire that bit. So
Oh, I enjoyed that.
well,
Sort of. Made me sad for my state.
we live in a sad ass state, my friend. All right,
Just
so
another thing that we did before other people that other people got shine for.
yeah, all right, so brands
Confidence.
Yeah.
that mean nothing now. So I was at Mark's the other day, and I was in the discount section, and I seen they had some Sharper Image stuff. And I was like, God damn, look how far Sharper Image have fell. I remember back in the day, it was like, you got some Sharper Image stuff. It was just like, they had a whole ass magazine, and it was a big deal. And that was what sparked this bit of banter I hope to have between us. So first on the list was Sharper Image. What do you guys think about that?
I remember Sharpener catalogs. I remember when I lived in Georgia, the high end mall, which was Lenox. I don't know if Lenox
Mm-hmm.
is still the hot spot, but it may be.
It makes them
Had a
all.
whole Sharp Image store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you go in there, you can sit in a massage chair or play with
Mm-hmm.
a Newton's cradle. You know what I'm saying? When the ball swing back and forth. You know what I'm saying? They had all kinds of nifty stuff for seemingly for the more upwardly mobile gentleman. It seemed like a store
Yes.
that was more dudely than for anybody. Like you'd go there. That's definitely a spot where people probably buy Father's Day gifts from. You
Yeah, it is a type of place that probably got gray bottles of lotion. It's all manly.
feel me? And of course, like now it's just somebody owns the name and they just throw it on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I know the name. I didn't know that it was like an actual store.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Sharp
don't,
Image
I
used to
don't think
be.
I've ever
Wow.
been.
Yeah.
Sharp Lips was the shit. It really
Yeah.
it had its time.
So another thing happened to me. I don't remember what store I was in, but they had some Echo, they had some Rockaware, but they were slides. I'm like, man, I remember if I was like 20 years ago, I'd have killed somebody for a pair of these Echo slides.
Oh,
I used to
shit.
love Mark Echo stuff, but now I was just like, nah, I wouldn't get that to my worst enemy. I wouldn't pee on a pair of Mark Echo slides. I guess if I had to pee on them, I would.
Wow, did Mark Echo do something?
Nah, he just went. I mean, times change. That's all that happened. And I think he
Yeah,
sold
that's
his.
true.
I think he sold his company to someone else because I don't even think he own Complex no more. Now, of course, I mean he doesn't own anything anymore. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Do you
Hmm.
remember any brands that you guys love that are going out of fashion now?
I could take it way back. I can go like LA Gear and LA Looks.
Post No Bills.
Yes, Post
That
No
used to be my
Bills, PNB,
I'm telling you right now, any of that fucking what you
NYC,
would
or Aniche, as some people say it.
any of that streetwear from the
Oh man,
fucking
I always loved the Echo Rhino.
Yeah,
yeah, any of that shit from the I guess what was that, the mid-90s, late 90s going to the early 2000s streetwear. I had all kinds of Woo wear. You know what I'm saying? Woo wear is actually kind of back. You can buy Woo wear right now in Fortnite. Oddly enough, they just added that last week.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's not
So
back in Pog form though.
what'd you say?
Who wears back? It's not back in Pog form. Who wears back
In
in
pod
Pog
form.
form?
Not that I've seen, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? People probably still fuck with the pineapple orange guava game. So I mean that's real. Again, like I was saying, in Nietzsche, that NYC shit.
How do girls know what ice cream flavor
I
they
just
are?
got up to go find. I was cleaning out the back of my basement, and I had this Captain America Echo sweatshirt.
Oh, say
Top of
word.
it's so. I still have it. I hope I didn't throw it away, but
Yeah.
man. But to be honest, if I could have all that money back, I'd rather have the money back than all the money I spent on those clothes. So another thing, Toshiba and RCA, and sort of Sony.
Yeah. Sorny.
Hmm.
You can buy Toshiba stuff right now to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not as nice as it used to be. It's not the high end brand that it once was. And in
Yeah,
fact, it's kind of like Toshiba. You know,
yeah. You keep them toes
what's the other
that
one you
way.
said?
RCA.
Has been trashed for decades. They stopped making high end stuff probably toward the early '90s. They kind of just started outsourcing everything to different countries and stuff, and just was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna make fly shit no more."
Kodak.
RCA as a company, actually, the who owned the music company is now Sony, if I'm not mistaken.
Kodak Pictures.
Yeah, Kodak. I think is now just a brand, but I don't even think Kodak even makes film anymore.
Wasn't there like weren't they being bought to be like a pharmaceutical company like 2 years ago when the pandemic started? Like, wasn't Trump going to give them like $50 million to develop a
Yeah.
vaccine or something?
No, I think that was just
Let's see
Kodak
what's
Black.
going on with the good people.
I, don't talk about our time together, Kodak Black.
Uh, yeah, they went bankrupt in what year? Oh yeah, I see right there. I see something about in July 28th, 2020, the Trump administration announced that it planned to give Kodak $765 million loan for manufacturing ingredients used in pharmaceuticals to rebuild the national stockpile depleted by the the COVID-19 pandemic and reduce dependency on foreign factories. Oddly enough, they outsource all their shit to foreign factories. Anyway, the funding would come through the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, a government agency with international mandate, Within 2 days, the company's stock price had gained as much as 2,189% from the price it closed out at of close on July 27th on the NYSE. The New York Times reported that one day before the White House announced the loan, Kodak CDO Jim Continenza was given 1.75 million stock options, some of which he was able to execute immediately. The funding was put on hold as the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission began probing allegations of insider trading by Kodak executives ahead of the deal's announcement. And the funding agency inspector general announced scrutiny into the loan's terms. In 2021, Kodak removed a post from Instagram feed that showed a photo from Xinjiang and made references to the Chinese government's genocide against the Uyghurs. It was removed after a Chinese social media user criticized Kodak. So Kodak, I guess, still exists. It's just I don't know what the fuck Kodak does anymore. Like I said, they went bankrupt in 2011. Various people have been made. It's whatever. It's its CEO and so forth. Kodak announced five business division structure: print systems, enterprise inkjet, micro 3D printing and packaging, software and solutions, and consumer and film. So I guess Kodak's still here, but unless we went and cop some film.
Yeah, I guess like another brand could be like Ford.
I think Ford is still. Well, I don't know.
Ford still exists. I got a Ford.
Yeah,
No,
I was about to say Ford is still pretty strong.
I thought it was like the premise of this was brands that like don't have the same chutzpah that they used to.
I don't think that means nothing.
Oh,
He's talking about them brands that's just gone.
Oh, gone. Okay. Well, no, because like, all right, so like Echo wouldn't work because I just saw Echo shoes in the store the other day.
You seen Echo shoes in the store? But first of all, what store was you in?
Okay, it was a video online. And there was another man in a store. Actually, no. I saw Echo shoes when T and I were down in Canton at that. What was that? Marshalls.
Marshalls. Yeah.
Yeah, they had shoes at that Marshalls. That was like 3 weeks ago.
That certainly seems long.
Marshalls isn't that where brands go to die?
I'm sorry, what? What'd you say? Is Marshall where brands go to die?
Yes,
that is where brands go to die. Atari is a brand that is. I know you say Atari exists, but Atari was the Atari as a business has been out of the business of Atarian for a very long time. It was bought by what do they call it? Box like those companies that like venture capitalist firm, whatever the fuck they are, is bought by one of those, and they own the name. And so for a minute there, what they do with the name is they made clothes. So they put Atari on hats and stuff like that there. And then they were going to, they want to, I don't know if it's still going to happen, they want to build Atari-themed hotels, starting with the one in I want to say Arizona, not even one in Vegas.
I hope it's more
interesting.
Of course, they have a console, I believe it's called the Atari VCS, which is available for you to purchase if you are so inclined. But no one seems to think it's worth anything. It's really just it's just really based on a small computer.
You should collab with the Kentucky Fried Council.
Speaking of Kentucky Fried, Encore Meals was on my list. I remember.
More with Encore.
The commercial with like the dude from Happy Days or whatever, as like
we'll be over at 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over your house.
We can't. I can possibly eat all this Salisbury steak. I remember as a kid, it might have been veal parmesan.
Yeah.
Or chicken. But man, it used to be so fucking delicious when I was a kid. And I remember along the way, it was definitely a crescendo of badness. It was like, oh, this don't taste the same no more. And it was only like within a few years.
Basically, when they started just putting more.
It tastes the same. Your taste got better.
Maybe.
That's when they started adding more fat and gristle to the meat patties.
Yeah, this is much more gristly. With 100% more gristle.
Yeah,
dude, I grew up on all that stuff because like my grandmother didn't like cooking, so like I used to eat Kid Cuisines and Encore Meals and Hungry Man and
what was that? what was up with those kind of things? Because they had a dessert in them oftentimes.
Yes.
They was never that great. It'd be like you get like a brownie, but like the brownie
It was
like wouldn't necessarily be like a brownie. It would be like
it was like a more of a chocolatey cake than a
yeah,
brownie.
like an
With
overcooked
no
cake.
frosting.
Kind of like
Yeah.
those mug cakes that you see like in the TikTok videos. It's kind of like that.
Like I sent you yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen mud cakes before online, like, but yes, like the one you sent yesterday. I don't think they made theirs with the Oreos though.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I remember when Kid Cuisine like first came out. Like I begged my mother to get one,
Yeah,
and it was just like
I,
I
I
don't.
I remember going out with my grandmother shopping on Saturdays, and I specifically remember one time we were at the Tops at Southgate. Like we went to Kmart, did our Hills run, everything, and then like we ended up at Tops so she could do some grocery shopping before we went home. And I remember like we weren't going anywhere to eat dinner or nothing, so she let me pick something for dinner. And I remember picking a Kid Cuisine meal with like I think it was a beef meal with like mac and cheese, the little cake brownie thing. Man, those were the fucking days. I miss being young and God. Getting old
You be
sucks.
satisfied by like a $2 meal.
Like even when I was eating it, I knew that like it wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
But there was just something about like looking at the packaging with like the little penguin character and
Yep.
like
Yeah,
having your own little like multitude of things on the tray. Like it had this like mystique to it where like you felt like you were in some sort of fantasy world.
So you, of course, listeners, Box is 10 years younger than me. So Box was a time of Kid Cuisine, whereas I came up in a time of TV dinners, and our dinners had foil over the top as opposed to the plastic film that they put on there now because they're super cheap because
yeah.
everybody always like we got to maximize how much money we make. And I can right now, as I'm talking about it, I can taste the fucking peas. I don't even fuck with peas, but when it came with a TV dinner, it was next to some gravy. Peas was kind of doing some things, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't,
When Kid Cuisine first popped off, it was like in the foil and stuff like that, and then as it went along, it got like, oh yeah, we got this mac and cheese. Because I remember Kid Cuisine was pretty much like a banquet meal, and
yeah.
then they started doing like, oh yeah, here's a slice of pizza. What the fuck is that? Was that a Cabbage Patch?
My wife made these. No, my wife made these.
I'm gonna keep my. It looked like a little.
Why?
It looked like a butthole a little bit.
They're
like
cute.
Like a class, or did you just decide to do that?
She decided to make it for the kids. They said cute. I love
Put
them.
a cigarette in their mouth.
Oh my god!
Perfect.
When
Look at
she
that
said-
mouth. Tell me that didn't deserve a cigarette.
But she said, "No, they didn't."
Did she make those shits willingly, or did someone like hold you hostage in their driveway and wouldn't let you leave until you finished?
I'm gonna make you make these butthole die.
I want to know when we get to you, Gabriel. We gonna come back to this. I want to know why this happened. I need to know the insides and outs of what occurred that got that going down. Any other brands,
sorry.
Anthony?
Okay, so I remember when Lever 2000 used to be.
I mean, Dan just named a bunch.
What?
Oh, Dan, this delay thing is crazy. Dan just named a bunch when he said like he's shopping at Hills, going to Tops.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Every one of those brands is
Took me
non-existent.
down a journey.
He did bring down the house. Lord,
Yeah, Kmart. I named like 4 things that don't exist anymore.
no, I think everything you named doesn't exist anymore.
Do they not make
Kmart?
cuisine anymore?
For the
They might
record,
still
Tops does exist still in upstate New York.
okay.
Well, it don't exist here.
No doubt. So you ain't wrong.
Yeah,
Holy
Kid
cow, that's
Cuisine
wild.
might might exist, but I don't know. I
That's
wouldn't
Man,
got to
buy
be a
my
thing
kids
still,
kid
right?
cuisine.
Into the
They still got
internet.
to be hustling kids on TV dinners, right?
Man.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You got to get them while they're young. Let's see.
Yeah, you about to
Please
look it up
do.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking.
yeah. Walmart, $2.48.
God damn.
Man, you know what?
Uh,
That's probably
Chicken
not much
breast.
more. That's probably not much more than your grandma was paying for them back in the day. So that's a price that is kind of maintained. That's impressive.
Yeah, they're still using the little penguin guy as a mascot. He just
Respect it.
has a little more modern look to him.
Yeah, they are.
They upped the
Now with more
CGI on him.
gristle. So look, this kid cuisine comes with all American chicken breast nuggets, macaroni and cheese, corn, and little pieces of fucking cookie. Like
Oh, this one comes with a fudge brownie.
I
Wait a
think
minute.
next
Yeah, sure does.
Well, I'm just happy to know that at least something from my childhood still exists.
I think I'm gonna buy some of these. I'm
I
gonna
was
buy
literally just thinking the same fucking thing. Oh man, here's $1.98 with mini corn dogs. Mini
What's
corn
the?
dogs, fries, corn, and a fudge brownie.
Does it have the caloric information? I would like to know how many calories in a
Yeah, maybe we'll get some kids cuisine
how
for
many
the
calories in a
kids.
kid
470
cuisine?
calories per container. 16 grams of fat. 1,340 milligrams of sodium.
Jesus Christ!
68 carbs. 12 grams of protein. Then a bunch of various vitamins that no one ever reads.
Any fiber in all them carbs?
6 grams of dietary fiber. So not
That is
very
still
many.
that is still 62 carbs. Then 62
Yeah.
net carbs.
22
Jesus.
come from sugar. So the brownie, I think, is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. The brownie and the corn.
Wow, that is wild. That is so crazy. 55% of your daily intake of sodium in the meal
You
that
said,
Ant just sent. Half the
Much.
damn salt.
"Damn,
got to keep them young by pickling them.
you got it in the cart."
I don't let the sodium thing kind of like scare me because I'm a man who will eat instant ramen. And if you are worried about your sodium, you can't even let instant ramen in your house.
There is some ramen in my house. I do not touch it. It is one of the things where I'm just like, nah. Yeah, I know it, you know it. We'll leave that alone.
Add ramen to the list. You dead to me.
Dude, I've been eating this ramen lately. The Korean spicy noodles, man, pretty fucking good.
I trust, man. I know
Tear
you
my
get
shit up, but like they taste good going in.
down. Well, Ant, thank you so very much, bro. That was a hitter. You've been on one, man. Right now, bro. You damn put out the Ooh Kill 'em book and it's over for y'all niggas. I wasn't even ready for it. Daniel, we slide over to you for some story time with Lunchbox. Daniel came up in this bitch with a little bit of a whole like mood, and I was like, okay. And he said he would share with us the whys of that, and I am present for it, sir. What's good?
So before we got on the show tonight, I was watching NFL draft coverage, and I was on Whatnot. There was a new seller on there
Oh.
who was doing their first show, and I think they're like a comic book company or something based out of like Los Angeles. I think they said. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but they're like a comic book organization or something. And to kick off their first show, they were trying to like get followers and build their brand on there. That's what a lot of the things are on here because like I'm on Whatnot like pretty much like every day at various times checking shit out. Even if I'm just looking ahead to see what people are putting up, even if like I'm not going into their lives, I still go into like the future listings and I'll check to see if people pre-listed stuff just to get an idea. Like I'm so bad tonight that I missed out on some Jurassic Park cups. I've been wanting them bitches so bad, and they're super expensive on eBay. And I went into someone's auction and saw that they'd already sold them. Like I didn't know they had them. Otherwise, I would have been there. But I saw them in their sold section, and I immediately left it out of like disgust. I was like, "Oh god damn it! It's one thing I've been looking for." But I digress. So this company, their first live, they essentially hired Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, to be like
Yeah.
their special guest.
That's dope.
And yeah, I guess like they know him from doing signings. Like like they have a lot of signing contacts because they do this kind of thing. So they hired him to like be on their live with them, and they weren't selling anything at the live. It was literally 30 items that he signed, and they were doing them all as giveaways.
Oh,
Everything was
sweet.
free. All you had to do was enter the giveaways, and then like the app would like once they decided to run the giveaway, it would like randomly generate a name to win. So they were giving away like signed Funko figures, signed comic books. He signed a couple baseballs. Apparently, like the people who like own the company just decided to have him sign shit that they enjoy. So he signed a bunch of like random shit. So I ended up winning one of the giveaways. I won a pair of Jason David Frank signed white slip-on Vans. Yeah, he signed a pair of clean, brand new size 10 white slip-on Vans with like his signature and like some other shit that he does in green like Sharpie marker or whatever, and I'm getting them for free. They're going to be mailed to my house.
That's fucking amazing.
That is. Man, you always winning shit though, Dan.
That is
We just had the conversation.
That's the third giveaway that I've won on the Whatnot app. It helps that like it's becoming more known and people enjoy it and stuff, but like it's still not so widely popular that like when I get on there, I'm like dealing with like hundreds of people in one auction. Like there have been some like the shoe ones get a little crazy. I don't venture over there much, but the areas I go, and I started digging a little deeper on there yesterday. There's people that sell cookies and stuff. There's a food section.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I think the smart play would be, because I saw somebody last night doing this where they were selling. There's like kind of like an estate sale, garage sale area where it's more general, and I found some shit in there that I think would be really cool. I actually won a couple things last night. They could end up being gifts, or they could end up being display pieces. I'm not sure yet. Probably display pieces, so I'll just say it right now. Do you guys remember when we were kids, the promotional Kool-Aid cups that looked like the Kool-Aid guy? I won two last night for $1 each. One of them was cracked, though, so like that one's just going to be a showpiece. But I thought they were really cool, and I'm like, $1, like fuck it, like I'd already bought a couple other things from that guy's auction that I can't disclose now for reasons that people will be receiving items from them. What the fuck? Oh,
Hey, what happened here?
Oh, T, are you sharing that, T?
I am. My buddy Phil collects stuff.
Okay.
I already picked out the cabinet I want from IKEA, and it's not this one.
Okay, I was like, you might want to get down with the deets off.
Yeah, no. Scroll down.
Oh well, hold on. I will scroll down now. Share it again. Hold on.
Yeah, I think if you scroll down, it should be at the bottom because I've seen that one. That was
first point in it. I said I thought a fifth person was joining us.
No. This one was my second choice. Scroll to the right. Like in the options, like
Yeah. I'm going right now.
Stop. The $249 one.
The Muse Bow.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Ah,
So
that's nice.
I like the deets off because it comes with lights, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think this is the one I had. I have it saved in my favorites. I'm pretty sure it's this one. But yeah, like this is like one that I like the kind of style I want with the double doors and the shelves and stuff.
Yeah. But I knew it had been on your mind that you building basically this cabinet of memories, and
yeah.
Like I said, a buddy of mine had just talked about how he I guess they hadn't been in stock in forever.
I got this the other day. Unpunched Stay Puft watch from 1986. I had this as a kid. I remember wearing it. The Stay Puft like flips open. But yeah, so I when I won that, I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And I'm like, that's gonna go into the display case. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not usually one to like geek out over celebrities or anything like that. And I'm not
Yes,
like,
you do, man.
like it's like but as I was sitting there, because like I stayed in and I kept trying to win other shit. They still actually had 5 items left at the end, but the app crashed. Like the payment processing on the whole app crashed and the giveaways weren't running. So they said they're going to run the other 5 items the next time they go live. They had 2 more Funko Pops, 3 comic books, and apparently he signed a pair of white Air Force Ones. So those are going to be in the giveaway. But yeah, like as I was sitting there watching this, I'm like, it's crazy to me that like this guy obviously to me is a complete stranger in the sense that like I have no personal relationship with this man, never met him ever, but he's been a part of my life through media since I was in 3rd grade. I remember being in class and like the teacher had a flute that she like had brought in, and we got her to play the dragon theme like from the Dragon Dagger, like
Yeah.
you know, like that was my childhood. And then like I'm sitting here like on my phone, like I wrote something into the chat and they read it to him. So like I'm like, oh man, this is fucking cool. Like, not to say like, oh, he knows I exist or anything like that, because I'm just another dude with like using a fucking screen name or whatever. But like, to know that like he seems like a really cool fucking dude. Like he always goes to these conventions. Like he signs shit for everybody. He seems like super nice as long as you're not an asshole. And then to like win something like that's unique today for free, and like it's just
It's cool.
it's like a piece of my childhood coming in like this like unique form that like it's like this conversational piece or something,
Yeah.
So that was what happened to me tonight that got me happy when we came on. The other thing, I went to see Bill Burr the other night at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and that
It's almost like you
Oh,
gotta
this
say it like correctly. It's like if I don't pull this off right, it's gonna sound fucking racist.
well, because in my mind it's the Q, you know. And like it was Gund Arena. It took a long time for me to not call it Gund Arena. At least like the Q was kind of like short and hip. Now it's like it's the Rock, and I'm like, it's still the Q in my mind. Q, another brand that went away.
That shit is still the Jake to me. So I mean, I'm old.
Yeah, but it was hard getting in there because apparently there was like a hockey game beforehand, and they were late getting everybody. And like I missed the opener and half of the second comedian because like we couldn't get into the fucking arena. So and like they locked our phones up in those.
Well, I should discount you for that shit.
Yeah, they locked our phones up in those magnetic baggies.
The
And
yonder bags.
Yeah, and then they turned the fucking house lights off. So like when I got to our section because we were late getting in because of the fucking arena staff, I couldn't see the fucking row we were sitting in. And then when I finally found that, I couldn't see any of the numbers on the fucking arena seats to figure out which ones we were supposed to be sitting in.
Yeah.
Eventually, like some spotlights moved around and I was able to like catch it. But like for a minute there, I was flying fucking blind. But I'd never been to the Q to see a comedian before. And it's wild to me to see a comedian sell out an arena that like a sports team plays at.
Yeah.
You know? Like they had the floor seats, the whole bowls were filled. They even had people in the upper deck. This dude sold out the Q as a comedian. And that's just wild to me as someone who really enjoys the comedial arts.
Oh shit.
So I had a good time. Got to see people.
The cable guy sells out like stadiums.
Larry the Cable Guy?
He be doing Jay-Z
He sells out
numbers.
stadiums, right? on mega churches.
I just assumed that like people like Kevin Hart did that kind of shit, you know? Like he said, he does the specials that you see on TV and shit. So I just assumed it was like, I guess I'm just not giving Bill Burr enough credit for being famous. Is what it comes down to.
Yeah, but he's fucking massive though.
I know, but like in my
He's
but in my mind, like I love Bill Burr way more than I like Kevin Hart. But like I didn't think Bill Burr was like Kevin Hart stadium selling out level, you know? But now that I've lived through it, I'm like, damn, I'm not giving Bill Burr his proper shine.
Mm.
But one thing that did come from that night, though, is a buddy of mine. We were all hanging out eating Pizza 216 before the show, and he just out of the blue, and like he you know, he's gonna hear this. He goes, "Man, you sound really good on the podcast," and I'm like, "You listen to the show?" He goes, "Yeah, I listen." He goes, "I really like your show. You sound really good." I'm like, "I'm gonna let you in on a secret, man." Everyone on the show thinks they sound fucking terrible all the time. We all hate the way we sound to ourselves.
True.
So I appreciate the compliment, but when I hear myself speak on audio, I can't believe that is me. But it was just
Because
cool to like have someone, you know, be like, "Oh yeah, I listen to your show." That I didn't know listen to our show, you know. Like I know a couple of my friends that do listen, but like we talk about it, or you know, at least I'm aware. This is like came out of left field for me.
Nice. Bill, because I have at this point have been doing this for however long. We're about to be 9 years old this year, right?
Yeah, like any day now.
I actually take the specific date, and actually we will probably have to. We'll do a celebratory style show, but it's the 16th of May is our actual our birthday, and I'm used to my voice. I know. If anything, now I actually know what I sound like. If that makes sense to you. I can be like, I know my tones and what's coming out of my mouth and what it sounds like to you as well as what it sounds like to me. And I'm kind of like, I dig that I know that now after years of editing my own voice. So I don't feel too weird about my voice no more. Once upon a time, it was a real tough listen.
I for the longest time, I used to listen to the episode 1 of Skim all the time. Like I have it on CD, and I just used to pop it in and listen to it. I thought it was a hilarious, opener for a show. I wouldn't be opposed to like, maybe I guess on our anniversary, if you could play that first episode or post the first one up.
I mean, it exists, and in fact, well, the patrons have it, and I think if you went back in the archives of this show, our 0 episode is up, our first little test one. But you like Skim 1, right?
Skim 1, I had that on CD. Yes.
Yeah. You the patrons got? Well, no. Were you a patron at the $10 and above level? Because not everybody got that, and for a moment we had a patron at that level who backed out. They got it. It's at the highest price point. It just is because it's difficult. It is a bit of a challenge for me to post the old shows and write and do new write-ups for them and so forth and so on. It's not as simple as the rest of the stuff we do. So it's a bit much, but maybe we'll gift you that weekend. Maybe we'll do you a double up that week. We'll do a show. You'll have a regular show that week, but also we'll throw you up. Maybe we'll toss you a bonus.
What was funny about this too was, like, obviously you guys have been in that restaurant with me before, so you know the layout. You know how like there's the back windows that lead out into the arcade.
Yeah.
Well, they had taped off the arcade over there because there was a wedding taking place there that night, like a reception.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there at the table, and the gentleman my friend that I was talking about, he's a black guy, and I was like looking out at the wedding and everything, and like all the people, like the attendees that showed up and everything. And I said something to him. I'm like, "Man, ain't that but a bitch?" I'm like, "Look at all these people out here." I'm like, just a fucking sea of white people. One Asian guy, one Middle Eastern guy, entire wait staff black. I'm like, this is the kind of shit that like I'm like more in tune with because I sit on this podcast with two black guys and a Puerto Rican guy every week. That like I don't look at a wedding, you just see the wedding reception. I look out at the wedding reception and I see segregation.
It's real. It's fuck it. Let's walk this walk. If you have a wedding party
No.
and everybody, you know what I'm saying, and everybody like stem to stern is white people or just people of your race, you might need to make more friends. You just might need to pull in some more buddies.
I would agree with that in 2018. But like I haven't made any new friends, and I'm probably not gonna make any more at this point.
I'm saying if you were to get married right now, you got some tight ass homies. I know we'd be involved in some way, shape, or form. I know you got some people that you've been down with, you know, from jump, like people you came with when you was little. So I know they kind of sort of take precedent.
I've been working under the assumption I'd at least be an usher.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I think you would probably be like a groomsman. I don't think you. I don't know what an usher does. I don't know what an usher does at a wedding.
They give out like the pamphlets and they tell people where to sit.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100%. Like, I would probably want to do like a destination wedding, and there probably gonna be a lot of people there.
Yeah, it's just it's one of the things you notice in the world. I'm like, and we've talked about it on the show before. The numbers are involved. It's like most people have friends of no. Most people of color have friends of various different races. Most white people, and it's like by a lot, do not. They bang with the set they bang with, and that's it. And it's sad to me. It's like, bro, just too many wonderful people of different everything out there. Go have a good time, man. But people got to grow. People got to change. It's all to the good, man. Thank you, Box, for sharing that with us this week, man. My man doing the good thing and having good things upon him. You deserve it. You deserve it all, man. Gabriel, I know you're on a 4-second delay. So we're going to hand the show over to you. It is yours.
I am on a 4-second delay.
For right now, what's been popping with you? I need to know what's going on with those things you showed us, and I need to know that first and foremost. More the how or the why. The why, I think, is the more important.
Okay. Well, the why is like because my littlest, she's 4 years old. She loves baby dolls, and she got herself one of those baby dolls some time ago, and the rest of the kids wanted some, so my wife's making them for the rest of the kid.
Okay.
They get cute little squishy faces. I like the dolls.
That's a family thing,
and
your wife is looking out for them, saying for the squad. And they want them, and she got the chops to make them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. You know, my wife likes to create. She likes to cook. She likes to crochet. She likes to sew and stuff. You know, she likes to create.
Nice.
And you know, I dig that.
I was thinking about trying to find not necessarily a sewing class, but like a knitting class, because I think that'd be something, a nice little feather to put in your cap. I haven't done it in a very, very long time, since like junior high school. Like knitting, I think I crocheted a pot holder and then I was like, all right, that's it. I've reached the mountaintop.
You retired from the crochet game.
I need to get back in it.
I'm out.
I can kind of sew, but hand sew. I can do some hand stitching. I could not use a sewing machine or anything like that there. So I don't really have that in me.
I have no skills. I barely can fix the stuff I can fix around here.
Sir, you can barely use your phone some days. It makes me insane because I know how intelligent you are, and that's just like you're like, my intelligence is all going to be used over here. I refuse to share it with anything else, and it drives me bonkers. because I know you could.
Yeah, that drives my wife a little crazy too. Like, you're a smart man. She never says it as a compliment.
Oh wow.
You're a smart man. Usually it's fouled up like, this is what you're fucking up, and you should be fucking it up because you're too smart to fuck it up. Like, you can't just, baby, you can't just come to me and say, baby, you're a smart man, and make me feel good about myself.
Make you feel good.
It's got to be you fucking up.
Oh,
Did you make me feel good? Could you make me feel good?
Make me feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could write decently. You guys. Oh, is that a brand? No, that's a brand I recognize.
I got that when I was
You
up
got
in Michigan.
old style, but I mean, I got some skills. I can write a little bit. I gotta do something with that story I wrote. I will always wonder, like, what could have been.
How does one approach a publisher? I'm sure tons and tons of stuff comes to people every year, but I wonder
I
if you
don't
got
know.
I wonder if through just your just connects in life, if maybe you might have a connect that you could reach out to and be like, hey man, I don't know, you might know somebody who knows somebody. You feel me?
I might. I don't know. I got this. I got this damn story. A lot of people praise. Everyone who read it praised
Yeah.
it. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said,
Maybe you can do get an ebook, something like that going.
yeah, you could, but he needs an artist. But that's as easy as going on Fiverr. I promise you that. You could hire somebody to do the art for you. But
Mm.
it's just like I don't want you somebody like stealing your story and selling it themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, how do you get down with a publisher? To publish shit. How do you make
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
how do you make sure that your story is that you own it? You know what I'm saying? How do you market or copyright it to yourself?
That's not my area.
Well, yes, I'm saying these things need to be researched, my friend. that smart
I
head of
know.
yours.
I
That's
know.
I need you to put it to work. Oh my god!
All right, but
And
I'm not
again,
as creative as my wife, so I
No, don't put yourself. Don't say it like that. I
yeah,
feel like
you're
you
creative
got
differently than
just.
your wife.
There you go.
Yeah,
thank you.
that, yeah.
Thank you.
Don't shit on yourself like that, man. Your creativity is based in a different place than hers. Also, I'm gonna be real fucking real with you. Women were kind of taught this shit, and we were not. You know what I'm saying?
And
Misogyny and the patriarchy kind of have fucked us. So
Yeah.
don't ever play yourself like that.
My kids, as far as cooking goes, my kids like my eggs better than my wife's for some reason. I don't make them better than her. I don't know why they like them better.
I was going to ask, what do you do different though?
I cook them in olive oil, and I put what do I usually put on it? I usually put adobo on it.
mm,
You throw some MSG on them shits, and they be hitting. Yes.
No, good adobo.
Hold on.
Good adobo, not that bad adobo.
Hold on. Straight up and down. Don't shit on MSG. It's a good thing. And what it is the racism of the 70s tried to make people believe MSG was a bad thing, and it's simply not.
yeah.
It is simply a
One
complex
person
salt.
one person did all of that.
Yeah, it is simply a complex salt, and it does all kinds of things for your umami. MSG is dope. Sell some Lowry's if you ain't got some adobo. And yes, we don't fuck with Goya. I had to have that conversation with my kid just yesterday about how we don't fuck with Goya no more in this house, and it's sad because I miss it. Fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm. That's a brand that fell off for me. You're dead to me, Goya.
Yeah.
Or for
But
me.
hey, yeah. So that's kind of I dig that you got that. But how's the road treating you, man? Where are you at right now? I try to always make sure I ask.
All right, so we were in Houston like last month, and we came back
Yeah.
to Houston, the Houston area, because, like I said, her cousin lives in the area, and we've been shipping stuff to her house. I got to get my CPAP machine fixed because the mast fell apart,
Oh,
and yeah, that mast is fucked up. I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, I know what happened. It's age.
Yeah. So you got to get
They're
it
not meant to
repaired
last forever.
and maybe have a backup one for when you're out here on the stroll like this.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good idea. I wish I would have thought of the backup one before I ordered just one.
I love you so much.
Well, I'm hoping this one won't fall apart.
I'm hoping you have a replacement in case anything goes awry. How about that?
yeah. I was
Okay.
just thinking about that. Like,
It's too late to order that one.
It is simply not.
so
You can-
if you were ordering stuff from Amazon, could you just have it like shipped to an Amazon box or something like that? Or if I wanted to send you something,
I don't know how Amazon works, so I can't answer that question. I do know
talk
that
to
you
your
can
wife
ship
real
stuff
quick.
to a local post office.
No, like you could send
She has the Amazon account.
you could just ship it to a box, like a locker, Amazon locker.
yeah, and they're all over the country.
Oh,
They're everywhere. They're in places you wouldn't even think they are. Amazon lockers are placed. It's kind of interesting. So as it goes along, we will figure it out.
I feel like I should add more to my segment because we're running kind of short. This is a short episode for us.
It's an efficient episode, and plus we went wild long last week, and there's nothing wrong with having a bit of efficiency baked into it. I'm glad you are well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, on the
I'm
bright
just trying
side,
to
maybe
get-
I'll get to bed before 2 a.m. this time.
Trying to get the listeners what their money's worth.
Oh my
I just
gosh!
accepted at this point, like Thursday nights
That is
or the
true.
night that I don't go to sleep.
I can't remember, like, last Friday, obviously, like, was okay because we did that shit on Tuesday. But basically, every Friday, I'm a fucking caffeined out zombie because we stay up so late doing this shit the night before. And then, like, it's not like I can go to my bed and just instantly fall asleep. So it's
hard
like
to come down.
Yeah, like I'm amped from doing this, so then I go lay in bed and I'm up for another hour and a half. So like by the time I fell asleep 2 weeks ago, it was literally after 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to roll out of bed, for work in the morning.
So what I've taken to doing is
Damn.
I go lay down. You can't really see it, but that one in the top middle there is spades, and I sit and I play spades until my eyes get heavy or I drop the phone on my face, whichever comes first. And then I know to put it down.
I've been there.
I know to put it down and go my ass to sleep.
That's one of the things that makes me feel like I'm not truly initiated is because I do not know how to play spades.
You know what? Let's make it.
It's on the list.
Thing.
Neither do I, though.
Oh,
I mean, when you come back, when you come to visit us, you can be involved.
All right.
Yeah, I will gladly teach you spades.
Do you know how to play dominoes?
Or I think I want to say this for myself. I think we should we should connect with you. We should try to meet you somewhere. It ain't gonna be in Texas, probably, but
I'm with that.
It will certainly not be in Texas. I want you to know, below the Mason-Dixon line, this way, nah.
We have
Colorado?
a listener.
Sure.
We have a listener. Shout out to him. He mentioned that he was surprised to hear that there's still sundown towns in 2022. Like they asked me if I've been to any. I'm like, I don't know if we've been to any. We go to bed early.
What's a sundown town?
Oh, a sundown town is where people of color are not welcome after sundown, and there's still a lot of them.
Okay.
There is one in particular in Arkansas that I was like, man, I hope my man is not around that town because they be on it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, we're in Arkansas.
I know. So it's wild out there. I need just be safe. I mean, pass when you can pass. Watch that sun. It gets you a little too dark sometimes.
How am I looking right now?
You're pretty brown.
Because I've been getting a lot of sun lately.
I don't think you could fly incognito right now.
You still got it.
No, I thought the long beard would be like, oh, that's the Trump beard.
No, what was the name of that show? Welcome to
I'm just trying to look like Kratos.
Boom, boom. Oh, yeah, you son of anarchy passing.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
They had a Puerto Rican in their group.
Did he survive to the end? I don't think.
No, he did not.
So Disney employees kind of got in Disney's ass about not taking a stance on Florida's "Don't Say Gay" law. It all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's a company that came out and was like, we gonna try to make sure that we represent for the LGBTQIA community by our inspiring storytelling and so forth and so on. And the employees is like, great. That's simply not enough in this situation. And so the corporation had to come out and put a kind of a pretty solid stance down and say, fuck that law. That's about it. That's really kind of what they said. But that fuck that law was enough for the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who only won by 30,000 votes. I want you to know, motherfuckers, get up off your ass and vote next time. To work with the legislature of Florida to pass a law taking away Disney's special state status, believing he was going to do harm to Disney, I guess, in some dumbass way. But the problem with that kind of thinking is, well, he's a dumb Floridian. Not all Floridians are dumb. In this case, he is a dumb Floridian. So please, all my Floridians who I know are down there, who I got love for, don't take that as me dissing you. But that is me dissing the fuck out of your governor who passed this law thinking he's about to fuck Disney over. But it turns out Disney has what? Smart lawyers who plotted, planned, and schemed around this shit forever ago. And because they had to have known this is the kind of fucking situation we live in this country, where some fucking politicians are gonna come along and think they can sneak diss somebody. And so what they were going to do is Disney's basically in a special county situation, and basically Disney just runs that county. They'd be like, yeah, that's all on us. That's on our dime. We run the fire department. We run the police department. Blah blah blah. We run all this shit. So everything in the Disney area is run smoothly. You ain't got to worry about nothing. We keep the streets fucking fixed. So everything around this area is doing what it has to do. And
making Mickey sound like a mob boss.
Mickey is a mob boss. Bitch. Because now they pass this law, it puts that little area of the state on the hook for about $1 billion in loans that come due if you pull the rug from under Disney. And Disney don't got to pay them $1 billion. That county does, meaning the state of Florida does. Also, it means that county then has to start paying for its own policing, its own fire departments, its own everything, its own upkeep that Disney takes care of right now under the auspices of they're in that special area of the state. And I just laugh and I laugh and I laugh. And that moron Ron DeSantis keeps thinking he'll figure something out. But what comes with this apparently is all sorts of lawsuits from people who are like, yo, you are fucking us now because of you passed this shit, you weird ass state, and so forth and so on. And it's going to be one of those things that is really going to be a delight to watch and to see how it all plays out. When eventually they have to go back and say, "All right, we sorry," because you ain't got the ability to spend. You simply don't. Also, it's your state's largest employer, so you can't go playing with them either because you're fucking with your tax base at that point. But I chuckle at it, man. A quick little giggle at what the world has in store for us. I can't wait to see how all this shit plays out, man. I'm getting old and I understand this world is falling apart because these motherfuckers just want to keep doing dumb shit. But man, every now and again, they dumb shit really proves how dumb shit it is. It's dumb shit they are, and it makes me chuckle. And that really had nothing to do with nothing. That really wasn't.
I've got.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, I have been getting arguments on Twitter, as you've seen, over this whole thing, and I've been asking people just straight up, like, you got a problem? You call Disney like pushing sexuality on people, and they say, well, I don't want sexuality of any kind pushed on people. Like, all right, you set yourself up with a question. You had no problem with princes and princesses kissing each other. Now two princes or two princesses, what's the difference? I still haven't got an answer to that. I got blocked. Somebody just deleted their account. Straight up just fucking deleted their account. I'm like, that wasn't because of me, was it? But I still don't got an answer for that. You don't want any... Sex and sexuality are two different things, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, if you got, like, a romantic, any kind of romantic entangling, you know, like the boy kissing the girl, that's sexuality right there. So,
yeah,
you know, just admit that you don't like gay people. Jesus, you're allowed to not like gay people in this country. I'm allowed to call you a homophobe over it, though.
Correct. I think it's what it comes down to. People don't want to cop to
it. But no one wants to be a bigot of any kind.
Yeah, they don't want to cop to it because then they know what that comes with. And the reactions that you got to it. I tried to play Gabe's Twitter game with him the other day, and I got to a point where I was like, nah. I quietly and calmly asked these people what the fuck they was tripping about, and I explained to them real simple terms that, you know, language changes, bro. We won't always just be using what we use right now, so relax. It's okay. Things can change. And they kept swearing to me and sending me articles. Look, everybody hates this shit. And I'm like, hey, you know, once upon a time, people didn't want civil rights. People was okay with slavery. Things change. Things will change because they do. It's a shame that it takes so long for things to change, but they do change in time. And they was not trying to hear that. And so I just muted them. I didn't even block them.
Insulted you, called you.
Nope. I don't know what they said. And you ain't got to say shit to me about it. I don't even want to know what they said. I muted them so they could just yell.
I won't say shit about it.
Yeah. So and like I said, I attempted to see. I tried to just play it cool and see if we could come to some terms and whatever. Oh yeah, he did. He called me a stupider. Yeah, it's stupid. Actually, it's stupid.
Yeah.
But man, I was just like, really, guy? Like, what? Why do we go there? Because I hadn't said anything rude. I hadn't said anything mean. In fact, I tried to keep everything kind of above board.
You didn't.
And my man came at me, and I was just like, oh, there you go. And so, like I said, I muted both those dudes. And so, if they're still talking to me, they're yelling in the breeze, bro. I didn't see it. So, but I want to join you on that particular go around that time.
What's ratio in Spanish?
I don't know.
Well, I can Google Translate. I don't know that one, but I can got to. I want to know now.
Ratio.
Well, you know what? When I tweet about non-political stuff, it gets nothing. Nobody even cares. I thought someone would care the other day that I said, what did I say the other day? Like, man, 3 terms that make me laugh. Woody, Cougar, and Tickle Bitties. No one thought that was amusing. But, like, I get 100 likes from something about, like, oh.
Relacion. Here,
but I get 100 likes calling Elon Musk a racist.
Here, I'm gonna do a quick share because me and Anthony just figured this out a little bit ago when we tested something, and you, the listener, might be able to hear this. Let's see.
Relación.
Ah, relación. Relación. It's like she's speaking to me. You got a sexy voice, mommy.
Prepare to be
Mommy.
Excuse me.
You getting horny for Google Translate?
I mean, my man, you know what I'm saying? He in an RV, man. His
There's your
bone
show
time is
title.
down. His bone time is down, you know what I'm saying?
There's your,
Oh, you
there's
know
your
what
show
it is,
title.
man.
Horny for Google Translate.
Oh, currently the show title is The Comedial Arts. My apology. Box came through with one that made me giggle hard. So, currently it is The Comedial Arts. Suck it up, Tomies. Every week, though, man, you know what I'm saying? After we wrap this part of the show up, we slide on down to the mean streets of Reddit. In the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? When we grab some, I offer up the gentleman a selection. We choose 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying, depending on how the flow is going. We can probably get in 3 tonight, but I'm not making a big deal about it. And we decide if that person is or is not the asshole. Your selection this week is as follows. Am I the asshole for telling my young female coworker that everyone avoided her at work because they're intimidated by her looks? Am I the asshole for being petty and unable to forgive my parents for loving my brother more? Am I the asshole for telling my husband's nurse that she doesn't get to dictate who is and isn't allowed in my home? Am I the asshole for walking out of a restaurant over a joke between my fiance and his friend? Am I the asshole for telling our parents my brother is getting married? And this particular banger, I'm just gonna tell you right now, we're definitely gonna read. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she didn't really beat Elden Ring?
So you said we were never going to do that one?
No, we're definitely going to do that one this night here in a bit. So one of y'all pick another one because I've just invoked my clause and chose one that I have to have.
As Lunch said
As
earlier,
the powers of the host.
I think we should just do that one and wrap it up for the night.
I agree.
Fair enough. Then that is what we shall
All right.
do. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she didn't really beat Elden Ring? Throwaway to not link to my account on mobile. I want you to know this person actually ended up deleting that very account because that's how hard he got hit. Some context, my 28 male partner, 26 female, isn't really into proper video games. She mainly plays on Switch games like Animal Crossing or Breath of the Wild. I'm a huge fan of Souls-like games and have been waiting for Elden Ring for absolutely ages. I think my partner had seen the Elden Ring was meant to be like Breath of the Wild, and when she saw me start playing it, she asked if she could have a go. I said in a nice way that it may not be like games she played in the past, but she could have a go. Predictably, she struggled a lot to begin with, but she started to get the hang of it and seems to enjoy it. Now, the main issue, I work a lot and she's studying, so she's had more time to play it than I have over the past few weeks. That's fine. I asked her not to spoil too much if she got ahead, though I secretly thought she'd give up early on. To my surprise, though, during our usual phone chats on my lunch break, today she excitedly told me that she had beaten the game. I was skeptical and thought she had maybe beaten the first main boss or something. But when I got home, she showed me her file and she had started New Game Plus. I asked her how she'd done it, and when pushed, she said she'd beat it using a lot of magic as well as summoning spirits and other players to help her with boss fights. This made a lot more sense to me, and I laughed and said, "Well, that explains it. I don't think you'd have managed it without that help." She got mad at me and asked me what I meant, and I said that the things she used are widely regarded as easy mode. These games famously don't have difficulty settings, and that if she'd played it properly and tried by herself, then she wouldn't have managed. She's now upset and claims that I'm being condescending to her, but they wouldn't have put those things in the game if it weren't meant if wait a minute. Condescending to her that they wouldn't have put those things in the game if they weren't meant to be used. We argued more, and it ended up with her saying I was being insecure because she beat a game before me, and me doubling down and saying she didn't really beat it, And the reason I'm behind her is she has more time to play, and I'm doing it the way it was meant to be played. So, am I the asshole?
Very
This
much
is
so.
this is where
Yes.
the use of the Tatum rule comes in place. Motherfucker, you had to have known. You had to have known that yes, you are certainly the asshole. Soulsborns are a challenging type of game. Uh, when I was talking to Box about playing, when I was like, everything I hear about them bitches, they hard as fuck. And but if you fuck with it, then apparently you'll fuck with all of them. Apparently, there's something about them that, like, if you get it and you like it, then going forward, that's gonna be kind of your cup of tea, your cup of tea. And Box fucks with Elden Ring, but I don't think Box has played Elden Ring in about a month now.
That is correct. But I still
So
fuck with it. And
fuck with it
someday I'll get back to it.
for sure. And this
Are you beating it the way it's meant to be beaten?
Probably
with his
not.
hand.
No.
Video games are meant to be played and enjoyed however you will play and enjoy them. I play shit on baby ass baby mode all the time because I just want to, oftentimes I just want the story and want to finish up, and I don't give two shits about it. Just don't. It's wild disrespectful for this dude to tell his person that she didn't beat the game because she beat it in a way that he considers whatever. It's dope that you can invite people into your game to help you out. That's cool. It's dope that you can use magic because it's a game that has magic as an option. These are options, and she chose to use them and enjoy the game and beat it. And it's already on New Game Plus, where his bitch ass ain't nowhere near the end of the game. Fuck him. Play my tune, Gabriel.
He gaslight.
She should leave his ass.
You can tell, bro. It's just something about these people where it's like this is not going to be a healthy relationship because if it's not this, it's going to be something else. You know. And so it's like that's why I'm plus like
Yeah, why can't you just be supportive of your partner?
Yeah, for sure. Plus, I have to tell you all the listeners, if you didn't know, for those who don't know, I am divorced. Meaning, I have ended a relationship before of epic length and size. So I'm quick to be like, get the fuck out of that. If it ain't doing right by you, man, leave it behind. You are okay for it and better, and probably will be better for it in life. You know what I'm saying? Start anew, start fresh. It's okay because you can find somebody who like fucks with you having beaten Elden Ring like that, and would be nothing but proud of you for having done it. Instead of this little boy who just
This little boy. This
he didn't
little
really
ass
beat it.
nigga.
But
This little pig or some bitch.
of course, we have a glow in the dark message or two, some comments in this post here, and this is from Bratty Little Subby. Man, the names on Reddit really tell you a lot about people's well-being. You're the asshole. Two reasons. Animal Crossing and Legend of Zelda are proper video games. Don't gatekeep. Two, when you start a new game plus, you have beaten the main core of the game. So yes, she did in fact beat the game. You just don't like that she's better than you and decided to be a gatekeeping dick. So well said. But not one, but two glow-in-the-dark comments. That's how you know what's going
short
down
and
on
to
this
the
tweet.
sweet.
Yeah. This person says, I don't understand gamer guys sometimes. I want a gamer girlfriend, and then all they do is shit all over how girls game because they're convinced they're the god of video games as if it's some miraculous feat. Hot take. Unless you're competing in like top end tournaments or breaking records, you have no reason to act like that. Even then, it would be an excuse to behave like a prick about it. It goes down out here in these streets, people. That dude's an asshole, and we all fucking know it.
Yep. He knows it too.
Yes, he knows it. And I hope that woman has learned a good lesson. Last one. Am I the asshole for walking out of a restaurant over a joke between my fiance and his friend? Am I the asshole for walking out of the restaurant over a joke between my fiance and his friend? I, female, 30, used to work as a sex worker in my early to mid 20s. Not so proud of it, but I had no choice. I had to get money to be able to keep my siblings and myself from homelessness. I met my fiance, Martin, male, 32, over a year ago. He knows every single detail about my life and every day tells me he loves me no matter what. His family are literally saints, so I kind of hit the jackpot in the in laws department. However, his friends,
Well, not
not so
literally.
much. Some of them make comments about my past and throw in some words that I find rather offensive. But I thought to myself, girl, you were just being too sensitive. Just let it go.
Hmm.
Last week, we went out to the restaurant to celebrate Martin's birthday with his friends and family. One of his closest friends, Antonio, has a habit of making nasty jokes and laughing publicly. Martin was talking to his friends while I was talking to my mother-in-law, talking to my mother-in-law, talking. That's what it says. Talking to my mother-in-law, talking. Antonio looked around and praised the restaurant and the atmosphere for the party. Martin nodded after Antonio told him he's lucky he got all that for his birthday, then complained about not having a family to celebrate his upcoming birthday. He then told Martin, "Perhaps I can borrow my name for some BJ on my upcoming birthday."
What?
Whoa.
I was appalled, but when I turned to see how Martin would react, Martin just laughed and said, "Ha ha ha. Well, how much are you willing to pay?"
Man.
Oh.
I froze. I
Oh,
froze.
shit.
Now I might have overreacted, but I had a terrible look on my face as I looked at Martin. Then I got up, gathered my stuff, including the gift I'd gotten him, and then started to make my way out. My in-laws noticed, and I couldn't hear Martin. I could hear Martin yelling after me. He followed me outside, begging me to wait, but I kept walking. He said it was just a joke between him and his buddy, and I was overreacting for no reason at all. I started arguing with him about how he was not only okay with his buddy humiliating me, but playing along with it in his god awful joke. He insisted I overreacted and was being oversensitive. I got into a taxi and went home. After he came back, he started complaining about how I embarrassed him and ruined his celebration by walking out. I reminded him of what he did and he said, it was just a joke. And the only one who has an issue with my past is me. And I should seek therapy for being too sensitive all the damn time.
Gaslighting.
Yep.
Gabriel would tell you, as he did last week, that it is my stairway to heaven. But come on, Gabe, man. Come on, bruh.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Play that tune. Play that tune.
Leave this motherfucker immediately, if not sooner. He's a trash pile of a man, and I know you like his parents and all that shit, but any motherfucker who is literally going to gaslight you like this and try to make you feel bad about what he did is not worth your efforts, and is disrespectful
fuck
to
Martin.
you. Yeah, fuck Martin.
If there was a follow-up to this, was like, oh, I decided to bite his dick off, I'd believe it. I'd be like, you go, girl.
That was generally upsetting to me. It's cool. It's cool.
I honestly, most of the time, I think most of these are fake. So I never get upset after I knew that one was from The Office. I always think they're fake for the most part.
Fair enough.
It just makes me get like the feeling that there's a lot of people in relationships in the world that don't need to be in relationships because all they do is just tear the other person down the whole time.
Yeah.
I always see. This is one of my theories I've had for most of my life, and like when you're in a relationship, especially with your friends, you tend to always tell your friends about the bad things. For the most part, like nobody's going around to like saying, you know what my girlfriend or my wife did for me today? She made me my favorite sandwich. But what you will say is, man, you know she ate my sandwich again. So I always come with the theory of like you're always telling me the bad stuff because I'm your friend and you lend me your burdens. But you don't always tell me about the stuff that when she uplifts you or when she does good stuff for you. So I never really think, oh, they should break up. Because just like, you know, with Yelp and everything else, like friendship is Yelp. You're always going to tell me the bad shit. The good shit you rarely gonna tell me about unless like I'm there to see it. So I never really think they should break up unless it's just some really terrible shit.
Fair enough. Well, we got a nice big glow in the dark comment. You know how we do. This is from Dragon Cecilia.
Mm.
It happened often enough that she has tried to convince herself that she was being too sensitive, and it both enrages me and makes my heart break for her. So many abusive relationships start out with the abuser excusing and justifying their words with, it's just a joke. Quickly paired with that, stop being so sensitive. That's the one that got me. That's don't be so sensitive. Like, nah, bruv. Women get called crazy, psycho, over emotional drama queens, and touchy, just to name a few. All of these are used to shame them into silence. If they don't stay silent, it's used to make others perceive them as irrational and to cast doubt on anything they say. In both cases, the goal is the same: isolation. The relationship isn't even 2 years old, and this man has already caused OP to doubt herself. He's so confident in his treatment of her, he made his misogynistic joke with his parents present. That makes you doubt how saintly they are. OP, you are a fighter. You are a survivor. You did whatever it took to ensure the survival of your family. If I met someone like you, my first thought would be how shameful, or wouldn't be how shameful or disgusting that is. I would think about the inner strength and determination it must have taken instead. Anyone who would shame you for the services you have made, sacrifices you have made to ensure the survival of your family, isn't worthy of standing beside you at the altar. Get out now, because it's all downhill from here. Marriage will not make things better. Abusers escalate once they think you can't leave as easily. A lot of abusers don't realize who they are until after marriage for that very reason. Please don't let this man be what breaks that fighting spirit of yours. Dragon Cecilia, right on, lady. Assumption. Cecilia is a lady's name, so I don't think I was making any kind of assumption on that point.
I would simply ask, what would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry, and the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money?
Right on, Dan.
No, you're not the asshole. Martin certainly is the asshole. Break up with that motherfucker. Do better for yourself. Be better for yourself. And we keep it motherfucking moving. As we start heading on out to see this week, I will tell you that the only thing I've been playing this week is Fortnite and listening to podcasts, and it has been a delight. I've been trying to. I end up getting the Prowler, which is the Prowler from Spider-Verse. You can get him as a character. He has his own little set of missions that you can do to get him, and I ended up doing all those missions, and I was quite happy about it. If you wonder how I play Fortnite, I don't oftentimes do the regular Battle Royale part. I do the what's more like Team Deathmatch part of Fortnite. It's literally just called like Big Team Battle or some shit like that there, and I enjoy it. But you probably don't play it that way. You might think I'm not a gamer. I truly have not been watching much of anything. I've been watching a little bit of I've been watching a bunch of YouTube, and I don't think I've watched a single show at all this over the week out. So I want to watch that Told Me Gray on Apple TV Plus because Ant said it was good. Well, Ant said he watched it, and I assume if he watched it, it was.
I enjoyed it, and a matter of fact, yesterday I re-listened to the book again, and I finished that. So
nice.
It was good to be able to, see the
Compare
differences they made. And I like the differences they made for the TV show made sense, and you don't often have that.
After watching that trailer for the Time Traveler's Wife the other day that I think we kind of discussed, on Twitter, I want to read/listen to that book beforehand. Mm-hmm. Then also, I know I have a habit of being real pissy about shows if I have read the book first. So I might watch the show and then read the book.
Yeah, listen to the book second. I listened to that book so many years ago, and I wasn't disgusted, but I was just like, I think what did Gabe told me that many years ago is like, yeah, it's a scene in that book where they talk about he goes back in time and jacks off with himself, and I was just like, really? And I was just
Wait.
like, what?
I'm confused. I thought I got that from you.
I don't know. Either way, I thought we discussed it. A Spider-Man, let's pointing at Spider-Man. Like, I got that for you. But
Oh, I know what I watched. I watched the Batman on HBO Max. The Batman is good. I very much did enjoy that movie.
All
It
right.
is very much, in my opinion, kind of like a live action version of Batman the Animated Series. It's got a very cool vibe. The way Gotham
Really?
looks and acts. It's kind of got. I enjoy the bad guys. I enjoy the bad guys' machinations, if you will.
And
I can't believe that as Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I can't believe it because if you look at the Penguin, he's still got a lovely like top part of his face. Still a very handsome man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
if he
he's still
acted
kind
that
of pretty.
shit, he was
What'd you
acting.
say?
the movie looked a lot better on my TV than it did when I saw it in theaters. It was more clear.
Now, isn't that the most interesting thing? That's something I have experienced a lot recently in the realm of 4K. Oftentimes, that shit, especially because your speaker setup is amazing. So if you wanted to put your speaker situation around your new TV, you got the shit popping at your house at that point. But yeah, you end up having better speakers than some theaters have in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? And a cleaner image on your TV than some theaters have because it's just like sometimes they just don't do it as well as they could do in theaters anymore. Used to be, you had union guys who worked as projectors who knew what they were doing and would go in and color correct and make shit look great. But they don't do that in this day and age. They push play on a tape and some guy goes and then goes and makes popcorn. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it and would easily recommend it to you. I'm not saying it's the greatest of Batman movies, but it was a damn fine Batman movie. So I
Yeah,
dug it.
I was turned off immediately. Like, I think it was that first scene where he's fighting all those racially ambiguous guys, and he started just punching the shit out of him, like, and I was just like, I am out. I'm out. I was just out. It was just too much punch. Like, he was just fucking people up.
It was very.
Like that.
Well, didn't you watch Daredevil?
No, I watched some of it. Like,
Oh, there's a
it
lot of
seems like
punching
to
in
me,
that too.
like Batman, the Batman I'm used to is like, I'm swift, I hit you, you were down. That's the Batman I'm used to.
This Batman is only in his second year of Batmaning.
I listen. I listened to the treatment about. I've listened to everything.
You know
Like,
everything about it, and it still ain't doing it for you.
yeah,
That's what's up.
Yeah, like my Batman hits you and then lay you down with a pillow.
Well, depending on your taste for blood or vengeance, didn't mean
Have no
that, but
vengeance in my
yeah,
heart.
you might fuck with the Batman, and you might not. But I truly did. I was like, wow, that was good.
I might have to give it another try because I fuck with Paul Dano. He the Memphis
Yeah.
Bleak of acting. Like I like Paul Dano.
One hit away his whole career.
Yeah, like I mean I could like every sit like Paul Dano is an amazing actor. He's been in
Now
so
he was in
many
that
good
one
things.
show that you fuck with on HBO, right?
What show?
Nigga, you know it's not coming to me.
He's been in so many different things. Like he
All
was
right.
in The Girl Next Door. He was in some weird ass movie like when he was a little kid with Brian.
Oh, you talking about the juice is worth the squeeze guy?
I don't know.
Which one? Which one was he in Girl Next Door?
Clitzy, the dude with the glasses and the long hair.
Oh, the huge boner kid.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that kid's the fucking Riddler?
Yep.
Oh shit, I didn't recognize him. Damn.
Here we go again. It's Uncle Phil all over again. Yeah, Paul Dano's been at it for a long time, and like anything he be acting sometimes he overacts and shit, but Yeah, Paul Dano's the truth.
Fuck with it. Gabriel, I hear or see, and that you've been getting caught up on some of the Marvel, some of the MCU, and you been given what if it's go.
Yeah, we had a what if marathon today. Me and my daughter, while I was working, uh, and just watching the second episode all the way through. We didn't finish. We didn't get to the last one before everyone came home.
Okay.
So like saw the Chadwick Boseman one. Got a little teary with the dedication to him at the end of the second episode.
Yeah.
Man, what a great Star-Lord he was. To talk Thanos out of genocide. He's still playing around with the idea. Still doesn't think it's a bad idea, so he didn't completely convert him.
Yeah.
But like, if Ultron won, it was the last episode we saw.
Okay.
And you're right. It is. It is. It was a bit dark for the kids. She can handle it though.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, you watched Scarface when you were her age, so it's okay. It's not Scarface.
When I was younger than her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you
No,
watch
it's not
it on
Scarface.
show? Did you watch it on like the real movie, or did you watch it on Up All Night?
No, I watched it. That was pre-up all night. I
Okay.
watched it. We watched it on tape when it first came out on tape. It was my dad's idea, so you can blame him for scarring me with Scarface.
This city's just one big chicken waiting to get plucked.
I want to watch
Saw
this
that-
with my oldest.
Saw that when I was too young to see that too.
You know what?
If you don't know, Anthony's holding up a copy of RoboCop.
We had this tape. It had RoboCop on it. It had a bunch of episodes of The Little Rascals. And it had one other movie that wasn't as good as RoboCop. But we watched RoboCop over and over. It hurts. It hurts. Like I love that. Like I want to watch it with him so bad. But I know that I don't know. What's so crazy is, like, as any younger child knows, most of the time, like when an older kid gets to do something, the younger kid gets to do it by default, even though he's probably not ready for it. So it's going to be magic because the boys started watching Adventure Time this week, a couple weeks ago, and man, sometimes that shit be really weird.
Yeah.
Like Adventure Time is fucking out there. That shit is cartoons on acid on some of them episodes.
I mean, it's a world that takes place after a nuclear, whatever destruction of the planet. So it's like it's a lot of shit going on underneath that show. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of it'll go over their head, but that shit went over mine because that shit is loopy.
That's what's up. Dan, you been watching anything that you care to share? I mean, I guess you watched the Batman as well.
I watched the Batman the day it dropped because that day at work was real slow. I watched. I didn't watch today's episode, but I watched Halo the other day.
Okay.
Current on Moon Knight.
God damn, I have not watched a single episode of Moon Knight. I got to get on that shit.
Well,
or do I?
The finale is next week.
Okay.
It's only 6 episodes?
Yeah, which I don't know how the fuck they're going to wrap this up in
All I heard,
episode, but okay. Like what's happening?
all right, all I heard was like, oh, go ahead.
Where they left off.
Go ahead.
Stop telling me. Go ahead. I'm gonna go. Where they left off in this episode, like I don't understand how they're gonna wrap up this whole season in one more episode with what's going on. So I'm interested to see how next week does because it can really change my opinion on the show.
Okay. Well, there you go.
The one interesting thing I find about that show is like I don't know how long is it going to be until it comes back? Because like Oscar Isaac is like the shit. Like,
well, they didn't even say if they were going to do a second season.
Yeah, oftentimes these are one shots. You know, they announced they announced the second season of Loki, but a bit after Loki was done before they said, "Oh, we're gonna do another one of those."
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac never said that he didn't say that he would do Moon Knight anymore, like in any capacity. It's like the way he was talking, it was just these 6 episodes.
Hmm.
But
Very
we'll
interesting.
see.
I heard he's acted his ass off in this show.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of subtlety that goes to it, and there's like watching the Easter egg breakdown videos is very helpful after you've seen the episode to realize just some of the stuff that like is paralleled or some of the things you might overlook.
Hmm.
That
Okay.
is.
I want to watch this shit right now, man.
I did watch the latest Scream movie the other day.
But also watched that when it was on the Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that's where I watched it. It was all right.
Fair enough.
They're making another one already too.
Yeah. I saw that Sonic will be on Paramount Plus late here in May, May
Nice.
23rd.
Oh,
Yeah. So we can.
Yeah, the first one's on there now.
Yeah, so you can watch that sooner than
we
later.
saw that
as well.
in theaters.
You saw Sonic 2 in theaters?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that, didn't I?
How was it, sir?
Yes. It was pretty good. I liked it. My son was the one who really wanted to see it. He was so excited for it,
Which one?
Yeah.
and I did enjoy it.
Oldest or
my
youngest son?
oldest son.
Okay.
Oldest. It was just the one he had his birthday recently. He wanted to see it for his birthday.
I was told it was more. It is definitely more video game than the first one was, which has me very excited to see it. You know, I'm all about more if you know your Sonic. You know, what I'm saying your lore, your deep Sonic lore. This movie is the one for you.
Yeah, I remember being excited when I was a kid playing that second Sonic because you can fuck around with Tails, like even when it was just one player playing. So
How old were y'all when y'all put 2 and 2 together about Tails' name?
Immediately.
Yeah, like
40?
pretty much immediately.
Bruh. When I was told that miles per hour, you know, basically was shorthand for miles per hour, probably just a few years ago, I was so taken aback. I was like, "What?" But also, I wasn't a Genesis kid, so maybe that's what matters. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like I
was
said, I was 40 when I learned that.
Oh, there you go.
Today.
Genesis does, but Nintendo don't.
One show that I am excited to watch that just came back is The Flight Attendant.
Yeah, Vanessa been
Me
on that
too.
as well.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I've been saving that and Barry.
I've never watched Barry.
Again,
I think you'll
Vanessa just started that today, so y'all should just all chop it up and do a TV show together.
The TV show. Sure.
Man, I was watching some Game of Thrones reaction clips on YouTube the other day. Like, goddamn, that show, man. Today, I guess, was like the 3-year anniversary of
ending?
when they killed the Night King or
Night
whatever.
King? Yeah.
And just to think of like how many people across the world were so wrapped up in that show, and then for the end, the way it ended. Goddamn.
Just the wettest, stinkiest fart of an ending. Summertime, Winterfell. I'm the Night King.
Like rewatching that clip where like Jon Snow is just like standing there holding the ground, and then Arya comes from the back, then gets grabbed, and watching people like the react on the video going like they scream out, yeah, and then as soon as she gets grabbed, they go, ah. Yeah. And then when she drops the knife and catches it, and everyone just screams out, oh my god, it's just like reliving it all over again, man.
What happened?
Had that show ended there? Like if that were where we wrapped it up at? Chef's kiss. The Night King getting murked out by Arya's skills. Dope. And then we all go look at the graves and stuff afterward. We wrap it up and we call it a night right there. But no, they had to
There was
keep
loose
going
ends.
forward on some bullshit and just ruin it. I mean, it's George R. R. Martin's fault. That is supposedly his canonical ending. But God,
Yeah, that, and then I watched a reaction compilation of Arya when she's dressed up like Walter Frey,
yeah,
and then she does the reveal to the handmaid, and just like, when people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Winter came for House Frey. And I'm just like, ooh, that shit is so badass and cold.
yeah, yeah. Arya fucking Stark, man, bad fucking ass, bro.
She is a fucking G.
Yeah, remember that, man. But that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
You said, mm-hmm.
I was just
Fair
agreeing.
enough, fair enough. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Arya was out
Fuck
there.
this delay.
She was out there like murking everybody, killing kings, and telling her boyfriend, "Dick now." She's like, "I'm about to go to battle. You give me what I want."
She was so young. That scene made me uncomfortable. But I guess in real life she was of age, so
Yeah.
I don't know why it bugged me.
And I was one of the people who was real fucked up when Sansa got, arped. So it happens to the best of us, man. Sometimes that show was real like, did you have to do that? Don't think you did. Don't think you did.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. We've walked this walk, people. You know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to us over on YouTube. It stays crunchy on Twitch. Stays crunchy in milk. Twitter, SkimPod, SKIMPOD. IG is stays crunchy in milk. And TikTok is stays crunchy in milk. If you want to support the show financially, got a few bucks to toss our way, join us over on Patreon. We're members at the $5 and above tier. Get extra content each month and early access to new shows. We got merch available over on tpublic.com/user/stage crunchy milk. All one word. Go buy a dope shirt. It is getting closer to Pride, and you know what I'm saying. So we got a dope Pride logo up there, and I might commission a new or another one for this year, just because I like having it. Plus, I don't know. Next year we're gonna do something. We're gonna get a dope logo for the birthday. Our Skim birthday logo. I'm gonna start working with some people now to get that. I have that all ready to go for 10 years of Skim, assuming we make it. So that's what's up with
You
that.
might as well.
Feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We would certainly love to hear from you. That is Tatum 216.
Stadium Tatum, I fill him up.
That's Lunchbox 2099.
Perfectly enunciated.
That's my man's the real ODP. Good to have you here this week, sir.
No, it's good to be here.
That's what's up. And I am the internet's Tay-Rail 713. Yes, I know what my voice sounds like. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Ella Knox.
What happened to you?